Well, I thought I'd do another shoe review of my running shoes that I've got. I actually did something like this on Instagram quite a while ago, so just look on Instagram and I did like really quick insights to all my running shoes. But this one I'm gonna do for the Altra Lone Peak 3.5. Now I've had these for just over a year, I think, and I really enjoy running in them actually. They're a great shoe. Different brand, and it's, as I said in the previous one, it's really good if you're doing a lot of running. Have different types of shoes. It doesn't have to be from different brands, but different shoes within that brand and ranges that allow your feet to have different muscles that are being used, and it's very healthy for you and can help you avoid injuries as well. And just nice to rotate through different shoes. And if they're wet, then you can leave the wet ones and wear the dry ones. So, Altra Lone Peak 3.5, I think I've just written some notes down here on my MacBook. I've got about 800 kilometers that I've ridden, that I've run in them. Actually, they're really good for walking as well. I think they're very common that you'll see like people using them on like the Appalachian Trail and these like through hikes and things like that. So a really comfortable shoe. It's got like this gaiter system, blah blah blah. You know all that stuff, but you want my opinion on it. It was actually a really good shoe. So the grip is one thing that is actually pretty bad on it. As you can see, maybe you can see on the forefoot and on the heel, the grip has pretty much worn away on like the parts which land quite quickly, and yeah, it just wore away real quick. And also just on surfaces, I noticed like on rocks and such, it slipped super easy compared to the Vibram in the Hoka shoes. It was pretty awful, and you know, if I'm relying on grip, I do not wear these shoes. That's one thing to really consider about the shoe. Now the base of the shoe, which I'm talking about, like this part here, is actually it's called like an A-bound thing, I don't know. It's really soft, comfy. I think it's a 20mm stack height, or no, about 27mm stack height. It's really comfy, really soft, and that's actually really nice for your foot. So, which actually also leads on to the other thing, which is the drop on the foot, on the shoe is a zero. Ultra shoes are known for having zero drop, so it means zero difference between the forefoot and the heel, and that's really good for your form and your sort of biomechanics, because we're not natural. If you go try running without any shoes and you land on your heel, you'll feel a hell of a lot of pain going straight up through your knee, up to your glutes, all the way up your body. Now, put a pair of trainers on and you heel strike, you don't feel as much. So the whole point, I guess, like with one of the points, main reasons with this zero drop thing, is to try and get you to be running as if you were barefoot in a way, but with some nice cushioning, because I don't really think barefoot, those ones that are just barefoot, are extremely great. They do have their purpose in the sense, like with these, that they can kind of get you used to and adapted to running on your forefoot. Now, what was good about it is that you can feel a difference, but don't go, if you do get a pair, go and run really fast race or do all your kilometers in them straight away, because that can only lead to injury. Actually, just recently in a different pair of Ultra shoes, I did a pretty intense workout on the treadmill, and actually I think I pulled or strained a ligament in my foot as a result of doing some very high speed work in some Ultra shoes, and that is my bad, because obviously my form isn't correct. They offer quite little support within the arch of the foot, and as a result I got a bit of an injury. So don't rush into it. You need to make sure that your feet are strong beforehand, and I guess that's the point, that they give you strong feet. As always, I'm sure you know, Ultra have a wide toe box, which is really good. Now that actually leads into the next thing, the midfoot, which is I guess the lacing system around here. And even though I do find the lacing system good, it's also quite bad in the sense that I find it's quite short. So the actual laces are like quite minimal from here to here. And with it being quite a wide foot and me having a wide forefoot and me having quite a narrow midfoot, being able to lock down the shoe around the middle of your foot can be quite hard because there's so little lacing and the support on the sides is not really existent. So I found, which is quite funny because this is a trail running shoe, running on the trails with this shoe was pretty bad because of, let's say, not pretty bad, that's I think incorrect statement, but for running on very technical trails where there's a lot of loose rocks or rocks and roots and such like that, that when you land and your foot, I found my foot was twisting a little bit and moving around because of the uneven ground. Now running on a flat trail and such, and fire road paths and all those sort of roads, trails, I find it was really good, and that's where I use mine, basically on the fire roads, trails that I know are well maintained and used. So as I said, for a very technical kind of trail, I think these are pretty terrible in a way. Well, not terrible, I think that's a bit of a harsh statement, but they didn't do very well for me. So material wise, actually, well, you know, like, it's been pretty durable. I've got no holes coming through after 800 kilometers. The material obviously of the sole isn't great, but the upper materials has been pretty good. Just on the heel there's been some fabric going, and the other thing I would say about it is that the materials wise, it seems to absorb water pretty quick and stay. Now within the foot the water doesn't stay, but the fabric is pretty, you would have thought it would have been like a soft shell kind of sort of thing, which I believe now in this 4.0's they have updated it to that, so that's a good improvement for that. But this shoe, yeah, not the best but not the worst. Aesthetics wise, I think it looks nice, I like it. Obviously an Altra shoe, wider toe box, zero drop. It's not like your normal fashion shoe, and but that's a good thing because your shoes should not be fashion. It's one of the biggest things that we do, walking and running, and we do it in high heels and all these, you know, hard soles or super soft, whichever it is. And I think this is really good. I actually like it, the look of it, but quite a lot of people don't like it, but oh well, personal choice I guess. One thing I wanted to add on to this one is the cost. Now it was around, I got it for 110 euros on Running Warehouse, which is quite a good price, but the original price is 140. I managed to get a discount on it. 140 to 160, I think I've seen some. It's pretty expensive for a pair of shoes when they recommend that you buy them so often and that they might deteriorate. The other thing about it is as well that I find Altra shoes within Europe, there's not very many of them in the shops, and also I think their distribution within Europe is pretty bad. So Altra, that's one thing that you could improve on, distribution within Europe. I know it's a US brand, got a tickly throat again in this video for some reason. Maybe it's shoe reviews, maybe it's the dust that comes from the shoes, who knows. But yeah, distribution within Europe is pretty bad, and yeah, by the sounds of the review I said bad and terrible quite a few times, but considering how I've been running for 800 kilometers, I really enjoy wearing them, but not on technical trails. So I'd recommend that you get a pair. Just don't expect it to be your A goal running race shoe. That's my personal view. Hope it was of some use to you. If you've got any questions, then let me know. I'm more than happy to answer and help. And I've got some other Ultra shoes. I will be ordering another pair. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you like this video, as I said, like it, subscribe. Thanks for watching.